Hey there, Wendy here with Jazzydoodledesigns. And guys, it's fall, right? Everyone loves fall. The weather's perfect, it has Halloween, you can wear a sweater. But let's face it, the true reason everybody loves fall is you can have 4 seasons all in one day. You can stop shaving your legs now, wear a hoodie, and not wear a bra. And finally, you can get pumpkin spice everything, including an oil change. But some of us know the true reason we love fall. It's because we can stay indoors and color, right? But in all seriousness, I love fall. And so I wanted to show you some of the coloring books that I have that have fall pages. Now, some of these are dedicated, like this one, Autumn Charm, which is nothing but fall images, but others are just maybe a page or 2 in the books. So I broke these into like 4 categories. So we have kind of the Creative Haven type of books, mainly focused on fall. Then we have a set of books that are more seasonal type of books that are kind of cute. Then we have some Grayscale books that have some fall images. And then lastly, I'm going to be going through some of my foreign books like Makiko Inatomi, Erie, that kind of stuff, Kanoko Agusa, and showing you those pages. So let's start with our Creative Haven books. Now, I have Autumn Charm, which is a Teresa Goodrich, and I really enjoy her stuff. I really like this book. This one's probably one of my favorites. Ironically, haven't colored in it. Now, this one isn't a dedicated one. It's Wish You Were Here, but there are a few pages in here, and like this one with the horses and the apples, I thought would be a nice fall cozy scene. A lot of these, this Wish You Were Here is more like a travel one, so I think that was really one of the only pages. I tried to mark a few of these. This one's called Small Town Charm. And the main reason I'm showing you these is not to run out and get these because they only have 1 or 2 pages, but to kind of remind you that there are fall pages in some of the books you may already own. So Small Town Charm, I thought this one was fun. I really enjoy coloring fruits and vegetables, but we've got some pumpkins for sale at like a little vintage storefront type of thing. But any of these you could really, make into fall with your color palette, right? But there's a few in here. This is kind of a cute book, like this horses one. I always think of horses. I mean, obviously they're year-round animals, but I always think of fall when I think of horses. Next up is Country Kitchen Charm. What have I marked here? Oh yeah, this one I think only has 1 image that I thought was really fall, but it's definitely fall with Autumn Blessings, pumpkin spice. You've got your mini gourds here, pine cones. And once again, just kind of, maybe you own this book, right? Country Charm. Now, I think all of these are Teresa Goodrich because I really enjoy her work. But this one with the nice fall wreath and the wood there by the door. I also like these books because you can tear the page out and copy it onto better paper if you'd like. They are one-sided. And I think Teresa does a great job. Now, this one has some snow. So, I think it would be a little less likely to be fall. But this one with the bridge could definitely be fall. This barn kind of scene. So there are a few in there I think you could make work. Here's another dedicated book called Autumn Scenes. And I've marked a few in here. I really enjoy sometimes doing bigger images like this where they're more the focal point as opposed to being like a landscape. There's some Halloween pictures in here. The scarecrow with the fall leaves. Definitely very fall, right? I guess, Wendy, this whole book is fall. I guess those were just the ones that I had picked out. I really like this picture with the candle here and the pumpkins and maybe like a cornucopia. So maybe I'll leave that little tag in there. But Autumn Scenes. Okay, next we're going to get into the Garden Gnome, Gnome Sweet Gnome, and Gnome for the Holiday. Now, if you've been on my channel a hot minute, you know I love me some gnomes. So let's take a look. This is one that a subscriber had asked me to do, I think last year, and it just got away from me, and I apologize. So I am going to put this on my to-do list for this year to color it in the fall season, okay? But I think there are a few, like this one with the pumpkins and the mushrooms, because this one, it just has, I think, a lot of different seasons and different, you know what I'm saying, because I obviously don't. Next up is Gnome Sweet Gnome. Did I mark any in here? No, of course not. That would be way too easy. Once again, sometimes with your palette, I have colored this one. So that's definitely fall. I used Neocolor 2s. But look, we got no warping whatsoever, which was nice. This one I think you could make fall. There's Christmas in here. You could do like a fall camping. So there are one or two in there. There are a few more in this one. This is Gnome for the Holidays. These are all Teresa Goodrich. Okay. So we have apple picking, camping, Oktoberfest, raking leaves, the farmer's market, this is a fun one, cute little Halloween one, Thanksgiving. So we're starting to exit here and go into winter, but there's quite a few, I think, in here that could be fall. So maybe give this one a look. Okay, so now we're going to move on. I'm going to go ahead and do the Grayscale ones just simply because they were right next to me. Now, I did this one last year, but it definitely has a fall flair. It's called Last Harvest. Oh, should I introduce the book? Wildflower Folk by Christine Karen. She's so talented. But we have a little witch here. I think that one could be a fall one. You know, really, any of these. There's some Halloween. A lot of hers are really, like, you could color this all in spring colors, but I could see it also being done in the fall. So I don't feel like there's a set, you know, a set thing. So there are a few images in here I think that would work for fall. Something like this one, the sunflowers. Some people think those are summer, some think they're more fall. I think this little girl, this wood elfling. So maybe give this book a little look over and see what you think. Benny Blue. I love Benny Blue. Also by Christine Karen. Notice that it's a very different style. She's just wildly talented. So Benny Blue, he has this little fall leaf page that I think would be really fun for fall. Now this is a newer book to me, and it's an interesting book. It's called The Coloring Enterprise of Woodland Animals. Now a couple things. Look at the size of this book. So it's kind of crazy thick, but it's because every page you have your coloring page, but then there's literally a piece of paper in between. Now, I don't know if she just did that for convenience or what, but there's definitely some images that are fall-ish or could be done like fall, right? I love the images in this book. The thing I don't like is watch when I flip through. Every single time it flips to a white page. I don't know how that's even possible given that every other page is white. Like, how many have we seen now? 2, 3, right? I mean, just a random one here or there, but they almost always fall to white. So I do find that kind of annoying because sometimes I like to flip through. But these images, like look at this owl. I love this owl page. I will be coloring it. So this is an interesting book, and let me know if you want to flip through, because it's a fairly lengthy book, but I do really like the images, and it might be a good way for us to talk about how to color grayscale, right? But look at these images. They're adorable. All right, so that's that. Let me move these aside. All right, next up is I've got 2 Rita Berman books. This one is under the lens or under the microscope on land or something like that. German-speaking friends, help a girl out. But there are some fall images here. You know, we have the different pine cones and acorns hanging. This one could definitely be done in fall colors. I think this one would be a very fall fun one to do, right? With your little chipmunks and your their little acorn houses. The fall wreath, kind of a wallpaper type of page. So you definitely have some fall choices in this one. Kind of towards the middle of the book, and then we get into more spring summer type of images, but there's some in this book. I'm gonna back us out just a touch. Now this book is dedicated to spring, okay, or to summer. This book, we're doing an entire video on fall, Wendy. Could you get it together? Okay, this book is dedicated to fall. So all of the different pages are going to be fall related, right? In some form. So you got a nice variety of like simple images here, wallpaper type of images, 2-page spreads. There's a lot of different choices in here and different varieties depending on what you feel like coloring at the time. Now I have to say this isn't my favorite book of hers. Most of the images in this book, quite honestly, don't appeal that much to me, but which is probably why it's untouched. There are a few though that I really like. But I'm not a humongous fan of coloring pages like this where they're just like a sticker sneeze, right, of images just like randomly placed about. These pages do look cool if you keep the palette very limited, but I don't know. I mean, just not my favorite book. And I like Rita Berman a lot. So it's just a personal preference kind of thing. So I doubt if I'll be coloring in this one, but I wanted to point it out because maybe you have it and maybe you like it. Let me know in the comments. Okay, Crystal Vogel's, this book. Yeah, my German friends, please help. But there are some images. This is starting to get into winter, but I think that this one could be fall, right? Like that one's definitely fall. That one too. These images are so cute. But just like the whole mushrooms, and so I do feel like there are some fall images in here. And then, you know, we're moving into summer and spring as we go this way. But once again, I think palette could definitely make these, you know, your color palette could definitely choose, influence the feel of this book. Okay, next up is Lulu's House of Wonder. This is a newer book that I just got, and there is an adorable Halloween witch page, which I think would be stinking cute to color around Halloween time. Now, I know I'm saying, you know, fall, but to me, Halloween is fall, right? Okay, this book is Draglings by Randall Spangler. There is a flip through of this book on my channel. I do think it's absolutely adorable, and there are some images in here that could be conveyed as fall. You know, just talking about coffee or, you know, books with candles. To me, those are things that are kind of fall-ish. I'm sure there's, oh yeah, here's one with an acorn. I thought there was a couple more, but like this spell book, I think would definitely work. But it's a cute one. All right, next up is Color Me Capybaras. Now, if you've been on my channel before, you know this is my new favoriteest book. I love it so much. I will definitely be coloring this page because is this not stinking cute, right? Just with the pumpkins and the cute little faces. Ah, yes. So I will definitely be doing that page. That one's winter. You know, I don't know that these are really set out as being like seasonal. You know, is this a winter scene? Is it summer? Like, what are they doing? You know, but definitely that one I will be doing. I think that might be the only, what I would call true fall kind of picture. But I had to mention it because I love this book. So I'm going to set this one off to the side. All right. Are y'all drinking your pumpkin lice? Don't be drinking pumpkin lice. That would be gross. That's getting a little too extreme. How about pumpkin spice? Are you drinking your pumpkin spice latte? Do you have your pumpkin spice candle nearby? Are you wearing your pumpkin spice underwear? I mean, let's be real. Pumpkin spice is taking over the world. Whoever invented that is like a bazillionaire, right? Okay, next up, Tales from the Witch's Cottage. This is a coloring book illustrated by Hannah Carlson. Hardback book. There's lots of fall and witchy, Halloweeny kind of pages in this book. So, you know, pretty much all the pages work in this book, right? So, Tales from the Witch's Cottage. I'm going to go ahead and talk, let's talk all things Hannah Carlson. So I also pulled Tales from the Forest Kingdom because I do feel like some of these pages could definitely be fall. This one could be fall with the pumpkin or with the mushrooms. Am I having trouble speaking today? Obviously. I think some of these, with the right color palette and tone, you could definitely make them fall-ish. This guy, I would say, is definitely fall. You know, the big maple leaves kind of say fall to me. Definitely with the acorns. This would be a fun fall page, right? So, you know, I think a lot of these are just dictated by your color palette. The Seasons book definitely has some fall pages. We got Autumn Winds, kind of a wreath type of page. Anything with mushrooms, I think, could work. You know, but the acorns and the maple leaf wreath here, I think, is definitely fall. This page with the berries and the crystals could be done. The witch, the candles and the cat. You know, all of those kind of scream fall to me. So I think that there's some in here. Definitely they could be considered fall. Next up is Clara Markova. Yeah, I said that right. Her pages, she definitely has some fall ones. A lot of times if you look at the opposite page, so like the little pumpkins, or Holy Hannah. Let me get a drink of pumpkin spice latte. Just kidding. I just have cold brew, splash of milk, a touch of stevia in it, because why not? Live large, right? Now, see, once we get into these little Christmassy ones, right? But these ones that have the mushrooms here, usually the page across from them is more fall, right? But I don't know. Those are looking Christmassy. Okay. This one looks more fall to me. Yeah, definitely with the little witch guy. She's definitely, this would be a cute one to do, right? With the little witch and the mushrooms and all of that. So maybe I was a little far back early on. But I think there's some cute fall ones in here for sure. Now I think we're getting into more summer. Cute book though. And then Little Secrets from My Fairy House. I did this one last year. It was a buddy color with Tanya Colors. And we did this page. And it's definitely, I colored it with the fall theme in mind. So I think that there's some fall images for sure in here. Let's go back this way. Gathering acorns. So if you have any of these books, I would encourage you to kind of look and see what you think. But there are some definite, I think, fall images in this one. All right. Okay, short intermission. We're going to dive into our foreign books. And this is a Korean book. I think her name is Appel. I apologize if I'm saying it wrong. But she has some fall images in this book. Here towards, I think we're kind of still in the winter, but like near the middle, like some of these could definitely be fall. This one's more fall. So this section right here, this season, she has them sectioned off, I think. Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and I think Part 3 is fall. But this is a cute book, right? And this is a book where she gives you a sample of how to color it, and then you can duplicate that if you wish. So there is a whole section. It's a coloring book of the 4 seasons. So Part 3 is your autumn seasons. Okay, next up, let's look at the Eerie books. I'm just grabbing them in the order that they're popping up on my stack here. This is Romantic Country, the second tale. Now there is a section in this book called The Witch and the Hidden Secret Forest. My all in camera. But I think that this, these pages here kind of remind me of Halloween, and I think they would be good for fall pages, right? Now this is kind of like the Harry Potter village type of thing. This looks like Marrakesh, maybe. But I think that some of these like witchy type of cottage scenes could definitely work, like the trick-or-treaters. Even this owl page, look how cute that is. So I think that section in the second tale would work for fall, and I may even put this one aside as a book that I'll work in. Okay, next up is Romantic Country, the first book. Now, this page kind of looks like fall to me. Once again, it has a horse. I don't know why I always equate the horses, but even this nature scene on the left-hand side could be done in the fall. You could make it winter, you could make it spring, you could do whatever, right? But then as we go back, like making pumpkin bread, I think is definitely more of a fall thing. And then we'll skip ahead to, there's a Halloween page in here. This Halloween page is in here. So not a lot, not as many in this one, but there are a few. Also the bread, I think, could definitely be considered kind of a fall thing, right? Next up is the third tale. This one has a couple of Halloween pages here, like a witch's cottage, and maybe inside the cottage that I think could be Halloween or fall-like. Maybe that's it for this one. You know, you could do a cozy indoor scene. So, maybe that's it for this one. Okay, next up is this fairy tale journey by Kobayashi. And I hope I'm correct, because inside, that's what this says, is a guy's name or a girl's name. Kobayashi is the last name. But it is a fairy tale book. There's some really, really cute images in this book. But the one that I thought would really work is we've got these Halloween scenes right here, right? Like, how cute are these? I just think they're adorable. The little pirates. But definitely some fun Halloween images in here. Okay. Okay, next up is Antique Town by Mona with Squirrel and Friends. Okay. And in this book, they have some fall pages back here where they're kind of, you know, raking up the leaves. And then we have this page with the random autumn things. The bakery and baked goods. So I don't know, these, you know, they're having a barbecue and stuff. You got the maple leaves, so you could definitely consider that fall. But definitely the little Halloween type of page here. Okay. Next up is Makiko Inatomi's Seasonal Wreath of Plants and Friends. Now I've done quite a few, not an unreasonable amount, but I did a season. I went through each of the, I did one page in each season last year, but there are definitely some pretty autumn pages in here. Like, look how adorable these are. I should do another season, but this is the 2 pages that I did last year. I did this page, and then I decided I really wanted to have the same colors used on the adjoining page, so I did that too. I will put the color along up. I did not get it posted last year, so I will post this page color along this year at some point, because it was a fun little color along. But look how cute these images are. Look at her little pouty face. I love it so much. And then we're getting into winter. But there are some fun pages in this one, so I'm going to set this one aside too. Next up is Makiko Inatomi's Wild Mouse Yoyuri. I've done quite a few in here, but there's, I don't think I've done any fall. Oh, yes, I did. Okay, so we have the cute Halloween page, and then I did this Halloween page last year. Pretty sure that that's up on the channel. I definitely think the baking scene could be fall. These definitely feel like fall to me with picking out the pumpkins and such, and his wheelbarrow. So these definitely could be fall images. So there's quite a few fall pages in this book. So this is a book I will set aside as well. Yeah, look, it says autumn season. So it goes all the way up through the Halloween pages, and then we start getting into winter and Christmas. Okay, so you got quite a few pages to look at there. Okay. Next up is Rabbit's Fairy Tales? Yeah, Fairy Tale World. And this is called Witch's Recipes. So any of these I think could be considered kind of a fall type of image with your little witches and such. They don't scream fall to me, but they definitely could be, right? We've got the maple leaves and the acorns, but a little less autumny than some of the others. But we definitely have this cute little image of the little witch making a potion. So I think you could definitely make this autumn. Okay, next up is Neko, and there's quite a few autumn pages here, right? This book is adorable, absolutely adorable. So we got him gathering acorns here. I think this is the story of the precious cats. That's how it translates. But look how cute this is. I had this one marked as being one I was going to do this year. If I'm feeling adventurous, I may even tackle this page because it is just so cute. The 2-page spread. So quite a few in Halloween, fall type of pages here, spell books, even a little play on Alice in Wonderland. How can you not like this book, right? I think we're getting out of fall. Yeah, we get into winter, but there's quite a few in there. All right, you guys. Next up is Kanoko Agusa. This is our last, what is it? 3 books here. One moment. Ellie needs her spot. Atta girl. Okay, so first up, the Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. So we have this 2-page spread that I think could very much be a fall page, right? It's like a half wreath, maybe. This mushroom page, complete with the cute little hedgie. And then we move into some fall images, kind of the wallpaper type of style. Another wreath, mandala type of page. This cat page, definitely Halloween vibes, right? This is a beautiful 2-page spread. And then we get into some other images. Well, I guess there's still more. This cuckoo clock and the little raccoons in the leaves. Another half wreath, right, with a deer, but lots of acorns and definitely fall vibes. It's about vibes, right? The owls always scream fall to me. And now we're into winter. So there's quite a few in this book. So Garden of Fairy Tale Animals. Now this book is exactly the same as the one I just showed you. I loved it so much I bought it in 2 languages. Not realizing at the time that this was when I very first started coloring. And I just love Kanoko Agusa. And I was like, oh, but look at this page, look at this book. It's just beautiful. Now, I will say the paper in the Japanese version, you can see the difference. I mean, the cover for one, but then let me get to the same page here. So here's the same page, right? This page is a little smoother and it's a little brighter. It's kind of hard to see in my lighting, but it's definitely a whiter white, but not, this isn't ivory paper, but it is ever so slightly off-white comparatively. So I just wanted to mention that because, because you know I'm an idiot. I like to share. Okay, next up is this one, Minuet de Bonheur. I'm sure I butchered that. But there are some definite fall pages in this book. That's getting into summer, so let's go back this way. I thought this one could be fall or winter because we have the snowflakes, but then we have pine cones and we have squirrels. We have mistletoe. So you could go either way with that page, right? Those are kind of whatever pages. But then these I think are definitely Halloween fall images. Okay, next up is Leon's Journey. And they have an entire section for autumn here. Once again, the horse, because see, even they put it in the fall section. But maybe one of these, are these persimmon? What are these? I can't remember. I'm having a moment. This little wreath with the rooster and the mushrooms, the birds. This one very much says fall to me. I think this would be a very fun one to color. I might even flag that one. Definitely an autumn scene with I'm just looking. They have elk antlers on a deer. So I was just a little, or maybe that's supposed to be an elk standing by a deer with bears. I'm not really sure, but anyway, definitely a very fall scene. My husband would have a heyday with that one. These cute little vignettes could definitely be fall with the owls. I love these small ones. They're just fun. And I think this is definitely a fall image. Oh, I might have so little time to do all the things. Look at this one with the pie and the cinnamon buns. Oh, that is adorable. But lots to choose from in this book. And now we're getting, I think, no, there's a few more fall here. Lots to choose from in Leon's Journey. Now we're getting into winter. So there's an entire, I don't know, 10, this many pages, right? Just quite a few, maybe 10 or 12 pages to choose from there. Really like this book. I need to set this book aside and work in it. It's going in my set aside. And lastly, we have the Symphony of Cute Animals. And there are some pages back here. I think these are definitely fall. I did this Halloween page in here last year. I used Brute Furniture Squares to color it. That's a fun one. I really like this page. Maybe I'll color this one this year. But I think these are all more just random. I mean, you could definitely take it into fall with these if you wanted. That's definitely summer. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the little memes and cute things along the way. And I hope this inspires you to grab that pumpkin latte oil change and, and run with it. So anyway, y'all, happy coloring. Thank you for watching another video from Jazzydoodledesigns. If you'd like even more Jazzydoodle and a little more snark, please check out the membership below. If you're looking for a community where you can share your work and chat with other fellow colorists in a safe and welcoming environment, hit the subscribe button to Jazzydoodledesigns and then look for Jazzydoodledesigns Coloring Community on Facebook. And there you can join a group of fellow colorists to talk all things coloring and share cute pet pictures. I hope to see you there. And until next time, happy coloring.